Hi everyone, I'm dedicating this practice to my good friend Tony, a fellow yoga teacher. We had Hi everyone, I'm dedicating this practice to my good friend Tony. Uh, Hi everyone, I'm dedicating this practice to my good friend Tony, a fellow yoga teacher. We taught a Valentine's Day partner yoga class and had a lot of fun doing it, and we were planning another for this year. Life kept getting in the way of shooting this video, and then on December 26th, Tony passed away peacefully in his sleep. Tony, this one's for you. All right. Okay. Oh, it doesn't matter. Which mat do you want? Okay. Let's sit down. Uh, uh, okay. It takes me all the time to do this. Everything else is easy. This talking thing. Oof. Hmm. Hi, everyone. Welcome to day 29 of your 30-day yoga journey. This is Partner Yoga Day. So you do need a prop, a big prop, a partner. So hopefully you've been able to grab someone or at least a heavy piece of furniture or something so that you can do this practice, and we're going to have a lot of fun today. I have brought along a friend, Kat, and she's going to be partnering with me. Kat is an Iyengar yoga teacher. She's been teaching yoga for 20 years. She specializes in neurological issues such as MS and Parkinson's and therapeutic yoga. Let's get started.
We're going to be doing pranayama with our backs towards each other. So turn with your partner so you're sitting back to back in an easy, comfortable cross-leg position. So sacrums against each other, shoulder blades against each other, heads against each other. You can rest your hands, palms down on the thighs. If it's comfortable, you can turn the palms face up, whatever feels good for your shoulders, your wrists. And just take a gentle close to your eyes, letting the upper lid rest down towards the lower lid, and the eyes settle back away from the backs of the eyelids. Just let the breath flow here, soft and easy. You may notice not only your own breath, but your partner's breath as their back touches yours. And then without changing or disturbing your breath in any way, begin to notice the length of your inhale and the length of your exhale. Don't try to change the breath yet. Notice if one part of the breath is longer than the other. Without judgment, just observing. And then very gently, without letting any tension enter the breath, the shoulders, the neck, the throat. Begin to lengthen the portion of the breath that's a little shorter. Soft, easy inhale, soft, easy exhale. Just bringing a balance to the two portions of the breath. And then letting the breath go, returning to normal inhale and exhale, uncontrolled breathing. We'll lengthen the exhalations next. So the pattern for this breath will be a normal inhale and a longer, slower exhale. You're not trying to empty the lungs of breath, just slow the rate at which the breath is leaving the body. Normal inhale, longer, slower exhale. Maybe it's just taking a beat at the end of your exhale, pausing a moment before letting that inhale float up, and then slowly, with control, letting that exhale move out of the breath, out of the lungs. Check back with your shoulders, make sure they're relaxed. Relax the tongue. Continue with that normal inhale. Longer, slower exhale. And then finishing the exhalation that you come to next. Inhale and return to normal, uncontrolled breathing. Let the head bow down towards your heart. With closed eyes, raise the head and gently open the eyes.
Let's come up to standing and face your partner. Now, grab wrist to wrist. Now, you're going to be, for the rest of this practice, talking to your partner, listening to your partner, and you're going to be using your partner's weight. So focus on just pull back and then come forward. So you know that you're not going to pull your partner over. So you got to listen. Okay, let's do some warm up by taking your feet hip bone width apart, feet parallel. And then you're going to do a squat. So start leaning back, bend your knees. Your spine is straight up and down. Lean. And then go all the way down if you can. And then stay here for a few breaths. Isn't this great? It's so much easier to do this with a partner. And then drive through the feet. Inhale, lift up. And then we're going to do a twist. So grab a right wrist to right wrist. Your left forearm is going to be on your right thigh. So left forearm, right thigh. So bend your knees, go into that squat again, lean back, and then we need to walk back a little bit. And then bend your knees 90 degrees and lift the arm bone, right arm bone up and twist to the right. Breathe. And then inhale, come up and cross. Left hand over right, release the right hand and twist to the other side. Squat, right forearm, left thigh. Lift the left arm bone, lean back and twist. And then inhale, come up and wrist to wrist again. And then you're going to bow forward 90 degrees, both of you. So you might need to walk back a little bit, see, and then bow forward. This really depends on how tall you are. Lift the arm bones up, pull your heart through, reach your hips back, and breathe. Enjoy the stretch. And now inhale, come back up and walk forward, hands together, thank your partner, and we'll continue. Release your arms.
The next poses we're going to do are a series of standing poses. You'll just need one mat between the two partners. First, you'll have one person come into triangle pose. So, step your feet apart, be at the far end of your mat, turn your foot in, and turn the other leg all the way out. Now, take a hold of your partner's wrist. So you're going to hold on here, and you'll stand facing forward with your foot a little bit out to the side. Place your other foot right in their hip crease where the thigh meets the hip, and then gently push into their hip crease and pull them out to the side. Now, what we're doing here is reinforcing the movement of the hip across and the lengthening of the bottom ribs out over the leg. So you should feel that nice stretch on the ribs that are facing the floor. Continue to do the other actions of triangle pose, pushing into that back outer foot and rolling the top arm and shoulder back. Good. And then gently release the pull with the wrist and take your foot down. And then depending on how much room you have, you may walk around to the other side, or here we're going to have Genene show from the back. So she's going to turn around. And I'm standing in what's kind of a mini triangle pose here with one leg out to the side. I'm holding the arm closer to her and then placing my foot right in the crease of her thigh, pressing into the crease of the hip and pulling the arm, pulling the ribs out long. Press into the outer edge of the back foot and roll the top arm back, top shoulder back. Breathe. Good. And then releasing, coming back up, turning the feet, and then bring the feet back together. And now you can return the favor for your partner. So Genene's now going to make the adjustments on me. So coming into triangle pose, hand to the hip, holding on to the wrist. She's going to put her foot in my hip right there and stretch me out over. I'm pushing into that outer back foot, both legs straight, rolling the shoulder back. Breathing here, you feel that nice length really on both sides of the rib cage. And then releasing, coming up, stepping down, turn the feet, and we'll do the second side. Yes. Good. Hand to the hip and stretching out over the second side. Okay. Too close? Yeah. Make any adjustments you need so that you're comfortable and balanced. Good. And then coming up, step down. I'll turn my feet and step back together. Okay. Another way that you can do triangle pose with a partner is back to back. So we'll do this with Genene facing the back and me facing the front. So step your feet wide apart with your back to your partner. Okay. You're both going to go the same way. So let's have on the same way we were doing it before. Turn the back foot in. Turn the front leg out. Square your torso back towards the front of the room. Reach out the arms. And then extend out over your leg. Bring your hand down to your shin. And then just wrap the palms around so you can hold each other's hand and lift up. Good. Breathe here. And pull up together. And then we can just do the opposite side now. Turning and extending over your front leg. Bring your upper arm up and bring the palms together. Stretching out over that leg and lifting up. Good. And then pull up. Turn the feet forward, heel toe, or step back together. Okay. Next, we're going to do partner down dog. So Genene's going to do down dog first. Coming to hands and knees. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Curl the toes under. Lift the hips up and back. So let your partner come into their down dog first. And then placing one of your feet between their hands, bending the knees. You'll take your hand right between their shoulder blades and gently push, very gently, in and lift up. Good. And then after you've opened their shoulders a little bit here, you can take your hands right to their hips, either side of the sacrum, and gently, now you can use a little bit more of your body weight, lean into their hips, helping to bring their heels closer to the floor. This is very nice. It takes the weight out of your partner's shoulders and hands and really connects their feet to the floor. Then gently, partner, let go. Those of you in the pose, stay in the pose. See if you can maintain that sense of the legs in the pose. Once you've taken a few breaths here, bend your knees, coming back down to hands and knees. And now it's time to switch. So coming into your down dog, hands underneath the shoulders, feet or knees underneath the hips, curl the toes under, lift the hips up and back. Partner, you're going to step in between their hands and gently place their hand right between the shoulder blades. Gently push in and lift up. Good. Let them breathe here for a moment. And then gently remove your hand from their upper back and put your hands on their hips, either side of the sacrum. And here you can really use your body weight to lean into their hips, pressing the hips back and down. This just feels lovely. The weight's coming a little bit out of my shoulders and hands, and I'm really grounding down through the heels. Let your partner take several breaths here. And then partners, stay in the pose if you're in the pose. If you're helping, gently release the pressure. And then those of you in the pose, you're going to hold for a few more breaths, trying to hold on to that sensation of lightness in the hands, lightness in the shoulders, and then bending the knees, coming all the way down. Right. So the last pose we're going to do in the standing sequence is tree pose. So you're going to stand hip to hip with your partner, and then bring your arm around to the outside of your partner's hip. Bend your outside leg and place it either below the knee or above the knee, but not pressing into the knee. Okay? And then bringing your fingertips together, standing in tree pose. Lift the chest, press down through the standing leg. Good. And release. And then we'll do the other side, taking the leg down, move to the other side of your partner, hand around the hip, bend the outside leg, and then place it below the knee or above the knee. Sometimes the balance can be a little bit more challenging when you've got someone else to work with, and then you can place the fingertips together. And breathe here. Lift the chest, roll the outer shoulders back. Good. If this is challenging for you and your partner, and you have a wall available, you can always do this with your foot about an inch away from the wall, and the wall can catch you. All right, and then releasing the leg, releasing the arm, and we are done with our standing portion.
Let's come down to sitting, facing each other. And then your knees bent, feet flat. Grab hands or wrists, whichever. It depends on how long your arms are, okay? You'll figure it out. And then first, one foot at a time. Knees are bent. Now you're going to have to lift your heart up a lot. And then other foot. And then wait for your partner until they're ready. And they might want to stay here or straighten the legs, your choice. Keep leaning towards your partner, not away. Lean forward. You can do it. Straighten your legs. Push. Isn't this fun?
Yes.
Yes. And then slowly bend, release. Okay. Now come back to your own mat. And let's, no, we're not going to actually. Yeah, we're going to straddle the mats. Legs spread 90 degrees. First, I'm putting my feet to the inside of Kat's ankles, and that's acting as a break for me. I'm going to be the one coming forward. Okay, so grab wrist to wrist, and then she's going to be pushing into my feet. I'm going to inhale, lengthen, and exhale, bow, hinging from the hips, and just go to whatever degree you can. Lift the arm bones up, and then take several breaths here. Enjoy this. Enjoy this extension that's really hard to get on your own. And on your next inhale, come up. Switch feet first. Ankle, feet on ankle, grab, and then inhale, lengthen. And then exhale, your partner bows. Long, deep breaths through your nose. Inhale, come back to center. And again, hands in front of your heart, thank your partner. And now take the hands to the inside of the thighs, bring the legs together. Now come on to your own mat. And lie down for Shavasana. Letting go of your breath, letting go of the action. Let yourself move into stillness. And choosing for yourself how you tell your body to relax. Whether you're physically telling your body, okay, toes relax, knees relax, etc. Or maybe you enjoy sending light to the body, starting at the feet or starting at the head. Maybe you enjoy a sound. By now, figuring out what works for you. Allow yourself to deeply relax. You may stay here as long as you like. Thank you so much for joining us today, and thank you again, Kat, for assisting me and partnering with me. See you tomorrow. Namaste.